your host, Mashuma Saba, M. Saba, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast. Stay tuned. Welcome to Coffee Talk Podcast. This is our Cultural Variety Podcast show, and I'm your host, Mashuma Saba, M. Saba, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast show. How y'all doing this evening? Welcome. How y'all been, man? It's been a while, man. It's been a while. Yes. Well, actually, as you know, it is Sunday. It's Cultural Studies Night. I am your host, Mashuma Saba. This is the Cultural Variety Podcast show, Coffee Talk. And this is our Cultural Studies Night. And tonight, we want to dive into a great book that is authored by Napoleon Hill. I don't know if y'all can see that due to the green screen, but Napoleon Hill. And the book is entitled Think and Grow Rich and the Law of Success. Tonight, we'll be talking about lesson 2 of what we call self-confidence from the page of 287. And tonight is going to be a real short read, probably about 2 minutes, maybe 3. And we're going to discuss what we call self-confidence. And what does self-confidence mean to you? How do you maintain self-confidence, et cetera, et cetera? You know, but before we begin our show tonight, I would like to go ahead and just ask that if you can go ahead and hit the like button, go ahead and share, subscribe, and call a friend. Let them know that we are here in the house, Coffee Talk Podcast, live on YouTube as well as Facebook Live as well. So go ahead and tell a friend, let them know that we're here. All right. Been a long week. And, I wanted tonight to discuss, it's the weekend of the state fair here in my hometown. And I wanted to really have a segment just based on that alone. There's a lot to talk about. Good times out there at the Minnesota Get Together. Great times, but there was also, I wanted to give my reviews from everything I participated in, from everything, including the beer garden, the alligator meat, the turkey long legs, and, things like that, the rides, et cetera, et cetera. Perhaps I'll do that later on this week. I'm sure it'll be a great topic. All right. Excuse me, I'm getting, the weather's kind of changing right now. So, my allergies is just messing with me just a little bit there. But how was your Sunday today? If you had a great day, go ahead and leave a 3 in the comments. If you had an okay day, go ahead and leave a 2. And if you had one of those days where you just want to start all over again, go ahead and leave a 1 there for us. And if you need someone to talk to and you don't have nowhere to turn, go ahead and just drop us a private DM. And we'll make sure that we reach out to you as well as be a listening ear for our constituents, our friends, our supporters, you know what I mean? All right. So tonight, if this is your first time tuning in, we never start a show without giving you the flavor as well as the wise words. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm a little behind as on what the flavor is for tonight. I know what I want it to be, but I didn't get the benefits of it. So what I'm going to do is pull up 3 benefits of what I consider the flavor, and I'll let you know what the flavor is. Just be patient. You know what I mean? But I'll let you know what the flavor is in just a moment. What I'm going to do is mute this as I ask for the benefits, right? One moment. All right. Thank you. Thank you. And if you didn't hear anything, I had it on mute. So don't think that's your TV or your phone or wherever you're watching our show from. Um, if there was an issue there, actually, it wasn't. All right. So tonight's flavor is not a drink. And every so often we tend to steer away from drink to something else that is definitely beneficial to our culture. So tonight's flavor tonight is going to be your standard foot massage. That's right. Your foot massage. Why a foot massage? Because that's where a lot of sicknesses occur, as well a lot of healing situations can occur through acupuncture or through massage. So tonight's flavor is a foot massage. What are the three benefits of a foot massage? Number one, it helps with circulation. Foot circulation, blood circulation. Number two, it reduces stress. And number three, it relieves pain and stiffness in the foot. So tonight's flavor is going to be a foot massage. And I know a lot of you guys has been walking out there at the fair. Those are several miles back and forth, eating food, people watching, doing your thing. And a lot of people are out there working and, you've been on your feet a lot. A lot of people are starting football, having two-a-days. You got your feet in those cleats, your feet are sore. So why not have tonight's flavor be a foot massage? So wherever you are located throughout the world, as well as regionally, as well as in the Twin Cities, make sure that you either pay for it or find somebody that can give you a nice foot massage. You know what I'm talking about? All right. Next up is the wise words. That's right. We always give honor to our ancestors by quoting what we like to call wise words. And all these are words of empowerment, traditions, quotes, etc., etc. And I found two of our ancestors, great leaders, that unfortunately met their demise and went back to the essence. But two great leaders that left some wise words here, and I would like to share them with you tonight. The leaders that we are going to share, one of them was born, and it's kind of controversial, his birth date, but they state that his birth date was between May 28th and 30th of 1925, and he went along to the essence August 16th. 2003. Is that 2003? 2003. And he goes by the name of Idi Amin. Idi Amin once said, sometimes people mistake the way I talk for what I'm thinking. We'll say it again. Sometimes people mistake the way I talk for the way I'm thinking. This is the wise words of leader Idi Amin. And tonight we're going to have a two-part wise words segment. So the second wise words I want to begin is by another great leader. People try to cast him as a dictator. He never was that. But he was a great man. This brother was born June 7th, 1942, and went to the essence October 20th, 2011. He was a Libyan leader, and his name was Muammar el-Gaddafi. Gaddafi once said, to force a human being to learn according to a set curriculum is a dictatorial act, such as in dictatorship, a dictatorial act. I'm going to read that again for those in the back. The wise words of Muammar el-Gaddafi, where he stated, to force a human being to learn according to a set curriculum is a dictatorial act. What do y'all think about that? Let me know. Leave that in the comments. Now, a dictatorial act, or if you break down the words of dictator, that is above a authoritarian leader. Authoritarian leader. A dictatorial leader is one that doesn't care to hear from his constituents. He makes the rules, sets the curriculum. He doesn't care about opinions. Do you know anyone like that? Go ahead and leave that in the comments. But to force a human being to learn according to just one set of curriculum is a dictatorial act, because it takes away from the creativity of the person. A person that cannot think for themselves may perhaps be led to believe things that if they just thought further or critically, they can unrather. So definitely a great wise word by Muammar al-Gaddafi, as well as Idi Amin. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let us know what your thoughts are on the wise words of tonight. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and jump right in. Again, this is only a 2-3 minute story. And we're going to, you can feel free to ask questions as we go. Leave them in the chat line. Or if you just want to think about it and get back to us next week when we do cultural studies, take your time to ask questions, but make sure you put them in the comments. Make sure you ask the questions that you would like to know, or inform us on what you know. We greatly appreciate that here at Coffee Talk Podcast. We respect, honor, and enjoy intellectual dialogue. Let's go ahead and begin, shall we? And this is by Napoleon Hill. Lesson 2, self-confidence. I'm going to read it. Before approaching the fundamental principles upon which this lesson is founded, it will be of benefit to you to keep in mind the fact that it is practical, that it brings you the discoveries of more than 25 years of research, that it is and has the approval of the leading scientific men and women of the world who have tested every principle involved. Skepticism is a deadly enemy of progress and development. Listen to that word, break that word down, study that word, comprehend that word, my people. I'll say it again as we continue to read. Skepticism is the deadly enemy of progress and self-development. What do you think that's saying? You might as well lay this book aside and stop right here as to approach this lesson with the feeling that it was written by some long-haired theorist who had never tested the principles upon which the lesson is based. Surely this is no age for the skeptic, because it is an age in which we have seen more of nature's laws uncovered and harnessed than had been discovered in all of our past history of the human race. Within 3 decades, we have witnessed the mastery of air. We have explored the ocean. We have all but annihilated distances on the earth. We have harnessed the lightning and made it turn the wheels of industry. We have made 7 blades of grass grow where but one grew before. We have instantaneously communication between the nations of the world. Truly, this is an age of illumination and unfoldment. Have you heard of that word, illumination? What do you think is they're saying in that sentence? Leave a comment. But we have as yet barely scratched the surface of knowledge. However, when we shall have unlocked the gate that leads to the secret power which is stored up within us, it will bring us knowledge that will make us all past discoveries pale into oblivion by comparison. Thought is the most highly organized form of energy known to man. I'm going to say that again. Listen. Thought is the most highly organized form of energy known to man. And this is an age of experimentation and research that is sure to bring us into the greater understanding of the mysterious force called thought, which reposes within us. We have already found out enough about the human mind to know that a man may throw off the accumulated effects of 1,000 generations of fear through the aid of principle of autosuggestion. We have already discovered the fact that fear is the chief reason for poverty and failure and misery that takes on thousands of different forms. We have already discovered the fact that the man who masters fear may march on to successful achievement in practically any undertaking, despite all efforts to defeat him. Whew, listen. The development of self-confidence starts with the elimination of this demon called fear, which sits upon a man's shoulders and whispers into his ear, "You can't do it. You are afraid to try. You are afraid of public opinion. You are afraid that you will fail. You are afraid you have not the ability." This fear demon is getting into close quarters. Science has found a deadly weapon with which to put it to flight. And this lesson on self-confidence has brought you this weapon for use in your battle with the world-old enemy of progress, known as fear. So what are the 6 basic fears of mankind? Every person falls here to the influence of the 6 basic fears. Under these 6 fears may be listed the lesser fears. The 6 basic or major fears here are enumerated, and the sources from which they are believed to have grown are described. Here are the 6 basic fears. Number 1, the fear of poverty. Number 2, the fear of old age. Number 3, the fear of criticism. Number 4, the fear of loss of love of someone. Number 5, the fear of ill health. And number 6, the fear of death. Study the list. Take the inventory of your own fears and certain under which of the 6 headings you can classify them. Put them in order. Every human being who has reached the age of understanding is bound down to some extent by one or more of these 6 basic fears. As the first step in elimination of these 6 evils, let us examine the sources from whence we inherited them. Now, tonight we won't go ahead and go into all of those 6 other than we went ahead and named them. Again, number 1 being the fear of poverty. Number 2, the fear of old age. Number 3, the fear of criticism. Number 4, the fear and loss of a loved one or someone we love. Number 5, the fear of ill health. And number 6, the fear of death. Every one of us will tangle with those fears. The question is when do we start to approach those fears from a different lens that will allow us to propel as well as to go back and heal ourselves from those past traumas? How do we have a plan to go forward if we have not dealt with past traumas? How do you regulate a group of people or deal with a group of people that will want to cling on to those 6 fears versus move and progress towards a better understanding, overstanding, a better way of forgiving ourselves and building up our confidence? This is why we call it self-confidence, and that's our study tonight. I want you to go ahead and tell us, what fears did you have to overcome? And how did you overcome them? And how did you get rid of those fears through overcoming them to go ahead and move in a better direction? How did things change for you? We would love to hear that. What this does is it helps and it inspires others that support and follow the show. Please go ahead and drop that in the comments and let us know, what changes did you have to make to rise above? So with that being said, this is another show, another great topic, another cultural night of Coffee Talk Podcast, the Cultural Variety Podcast Show. And I am your host, Mashuma Saba, M. Saba. And this is the Cultural Variety Podcast Show. Go ahead and leave us a note. Drop a dime, baby. Leave us a note in there. Let us know you support us, love us, like us. Hit the like button, subscribe, call your friend, and let them know Coffee Talk Podcast was on tonight. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the show. We out of here. Peace.